Sun, moon, stars,
It's a dark night, 2-0. So, you see the beacon of light through that black hole? Greetings, signs and moons, and of course, I have to welcome back all my stars. We're going to go ahead and get into channeling this energy ether. Show me what it is I need to see. So, what I'm picking up is someone is not willing to face the truth about you or a second party. Now, if you feel like this is you, you could be a Scorpio or someone on the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn knows something about a transitioning. Now, for some, this is somebody that you used to work with. And for others, this is talking about someone knowing the facts and stating the facts. Now, if you are an individual that recently went on some type of trip, what I can tell you now is something was circling around the World Wide Web in regards to your whereabouts and some sort of configuration. Now, what I also know to be true is pertaining to dimensions. However, for some, they may opt to say a different plane of existence. And if this is you that feels that way, I'm going to tell you right now that dimensions exist inside of planes, not realms. Realms are for the mind. However, someone may feel like the realm of their mind is in dimension 8. Now, in regards to someone that you worked with, what I'm picking up for you is that someone from the hood that you may have also grew up with is also an individual that felt like they could portray you in a negative light. Now, for some, this has a lot to do with a movie casting, and for others, this is talking about self-reflection. Now, if you are someone that feels like you can impersonate someone good, what this is getting to is someone feeling like you have a demonic presence on you and or that they feel you were the one that they were talking to. Now, what this is getting to is the dimensions of someone's mind that resides in a plane of existence. Now, if you are someone that recently ascended, this has a lot to do with the Lionsgate portal. However, currently, someone is attempting to investigate something that they know nothing about. And because of this, their energy is showing up in this reading. Now, in regards to someone's perception, they may feel like they could play the shadow version of you. However, currently, you're not even in that plane of existence. And what this is talking about is someone feeling like the hood version of you was better than the current one. Now, if you are someone that grew up in the hood like myself, you may feel like the hood version of me is better as well. And what this is talking about is someone feeling like cussing is what raises the bar. However, if you are a businessman or a businesswoman, you know that you have to be marketable. And for you to have that type of skill, that means you could do without the foul language. Now, in regards to someone's era, for some, this has a lot to do with the era of their mind. And for others, this is getting to the era you were born in. And since this is the case, you may not be willing to stand by this person's side. However, currently, you may be investigating what is going on with them mentally. And this is because you knew of a party favor that they encountered. And because of this, you feel like that has a lot to do with what is currently going on with them mentally. However, I beg to differ, because what I know to be true is someone knows about connectivity. And since they know about connectivity, they're going to milk it. And what this is talking about is beings. However, they may opt to say the supernatural. And because of this, I'm going to inform you now that being multidimensional means you are present in alternate universes and dimensions all at the same time. Now, someone's opinion of you could be harsh. However, what I'm getting is you feel the same way. And this is because you grew up in the hood. So there's nothing new under the sun. Now, in regards to a celebrity rival, which could have something to do with you, however, it doesn't necessarily have to be a celebrity. What I'm picking up for the celebrity is someone knew that you were going to be somewhere at a certain time. And they knew this because they were communicating with the ops. Now, if you feel like you are the ops, what I'm getting for you is an offer was not received. However, this is also doubling as someone that you wished for, not paying you any attention, and a safikio, which is an offering, was not accepted. Now, this certainly has a lot to do with Obatala and Aljamari. And because of this, this reading is getting dark. Now, you may refer to yourself as the bad. However, the ugly and the good is not present in this reading. And this is because the ugly and the good is an elect one. Now, what I'm getting is this is a karmic copycat reading. And what this is talking about is what your karmics are up to. Now, if you recently resurfaced from the underground or a cipher, what this is getting to is someone feeling like you were gone in a different plane, and while you were gone, they were doing things to mess with your mind. Now, what I also know to be true is someone is fearful of you taking up space. And this has a lot to do with a mason jar and a splafici, which you know as splifka. However, some may refer to it as Sadagesias energy, and they do this because they want you to believe that they are Sadagesias. However, I'm Sadagesias. Now, what Sadagesias is talking about is ether. Sadagesias means ether in my dialect. So for those of you that are wondering which dialect it is Shakti Sani. And what this is getting to is a Shakti knowing who did what and when they did it. And this is because they're off in a different plane of existence. Now, what I also know to be true is a hoodoo priestess, which you may refer to as a prophetess, is going to say that they knew something was going to happen. And this is because they also believe that no one sees me. Now, in regards to a Lionsgate portal, what this is getting to is a podcast that I did. And in this thumbnail, I was in a ring of fire. Now, you may also know of the Ring of Fire, and that is the reference to that thumbnail. However, someone feels like every time I do something, they can refer to it as confirmation of something that they did in the past. And because of this, an alchemist is now resurfacing, and when they resurface, they tell on themselves. Now, for those that have been paying attention to my other channel, Oracle of the Ether, you are also aware that I do individual sun sign readings. And because of this, the next portion of this reading is going to be on tier 2. And this is because someone that is up to no good also feels like they're currently getting away with something. And they feel this way because of my view count. However, in the near future, a Libra is going to speak a truth. And because they're going to speak a truth, someone is going to say that they are a real divine feminine. However, what I'm getting is an archangel is whispering to them to clear their energy. And in order for them to be able to do that, they have to speak the truth about what they heard and what they seen. Now, in regards to a past love affair, what I'm getting is someone was physically attracted to you or vice versa. And because of this, they approached you. Now, for some, this is involving a one-night stand. However, for others, this is talking about you bearing witness to a letdown that ultimately turned into a rejection. And because of this, you've seen their shadow self. Now, what this is getting to is someone that you let down attempting to do a binding ritual on you. However, it backfired. And when it backfired, they already knew because a certain individual that they frequent did a reading, and when they did it, the card that they assigned to themselves showed up. Now, in regards to someone taking a leap of faith in the future, what this is getting to is alchemy. Now, somebody may say that they're an alchemist, and when they say it, their voice may crack. And this is because this word was already intercepted by Shakti. And when Shaktis intercept things, they make your voice crack. Now, some of you are aware of this hand gesture. However, others may feel like this is something new. So I'm going to tell you that that hand gesture came from the rock era. Now, if you are someone that's into rock music, you already know this. However, because it's showing up in this reading, this is telling me that the rock genre is also in this reading. Now, you could have been an individual that was at a conference, and or in the near future, someone's going to ask you to speak. And this is because they feel like you don't know anything about a paradigm shift or the Lionsgate portal. And because of this, you can rest assured that a patriarch energy is not going to show up. And this is because they watch me. Now, for those that are interested in part 2, you can find the behind the scenes on tier 2. Join the membership. Deuces. What is your name? What is your name? Sadagesias Ether.